Hi there, I'm Joyce Bergfeld, and I'm a Journey Coach Senior Leader for Fun Stampers Journey. And I'm here today to show you our Alpha Bold alphabet set. These are steel rule dies, and what that means is that you can cut 3 to 4 pieces of paper at a time, whether you do the full die or if you just want to do one letter at a time. There are 3 dies, and let me show you what the first one will look like. And this is A through J. If you take this away, you can see that you're going to get about 7 to 8 letters, possibly 9 on each die. And the cardstock, 8.5 by 11, fits perfectly on top. So as I said, you can cut out the whole die of those particular letters on that die, or you can do one at a time. Now our cardstock is 80 pound. It does not have that white center. It is solid color. And we have 48 colors. So think of the possibilities as we go through these bulletin boards that I'm going to show you that you can do in your classroom or for the homeschool mom that you can do for your home. I'll be right back with the bulletin board. I hope you like this board. Boggle. I used to play this all the time in my classroom. I am a retired teacher of 27 years, and I love playing this game with my students. Sometimes I would put it at a center where they would work on it all week, or we would do it on Fridays, and it's a fun activity. But you can see that you can take those alpha bold letters and you can make the actual die that comes with the game. You'll also probably have noticed that the boggle at the top looks a little bit different. And that's because I decided to change it up a little bit. I punched out 1 inch circles and then I put that at the end of the letters or wherever there might have been a right angle just to add some interest. And you can also see here I've used 2 of our colors. This green is one of our Be Amazing colors. It's electric lime. I love it. I think it draws the attention for the students. It'll make them want to play this game. And then the black is our black licorice. Um, and again, there's 48 colors. So think of the different possibilities. I mean, maybe you're someone who loves red or green, blue. You can make this anything that you want it to be. I'm going to bring back the next bulletin board. This is one of my favorites, and this is called Take What You Need. It's done very simply with the black and the orange. And a shout out to the Orange Center teachers. I used to teach there. Our mascot was the tiger, and so I would use black and orange quite a bit. And again, I've done it very simply. I wanted to point out to the letters that the Alpha Bold set, they're 2 3/4 inches high, and they're anywhere from about an inch up to 4 inches, depending on the letter. For example, you can see that the W takes up a lot more room than, say, the letter U. The letter I is also quite small. And I put with this some neon post-its. And the purpose of this board is to give either that quiet child that you have in your classroom or just someone who might need that extra encouragement. But it suits all of the students in your classroom. And it is take what you need. So let's say I'm a student and I come in and I'm just having a tough morning. And so I might walk over to the board and say, what's there here for me? What is it that I can take? And so I'm going to look at this and maybe I want to take this heart shape. Maybe I want something that's just going to say great work or that I am strong. And in this case, I'm going to take this and it says, I'm so glad you're here. So this is a message from the teacher that the student will take back and they'll place it on their desk and they can look at it all day long. I'm so glad you're here. It's as though you're talking to your students, but no words are being shared. And again, this doesn't take up much room. You can make this as a bulletin board or you can make it portable like I've done just using foam core board. And I'll be back with another bulletin board for you. Did you like this one? Do you think you have a place for this in your classroom? You might want to think about it. And I'm back with what stuck with you today. So, teachers, you can use this the as an exit ticket, asking your students, well, what stuck with you? What did you learn? What did you feel was important? What did you take away from the day? And in this case, each blue square represents a student, and each student would have a number. What I did at the beginning of a school year when I taught is that I gave each student a number, and then that number went on all of their books. It was a part of their, say, composition books, things like that. So if we found something on the floor or laying around the room, we'd say, oh, number two, and we would know by looking at the list who was number two. This also gives some privacy for your students if your students aren't telling their numbers. And they would simply be given a post-it and they would take this back to their seat and then answer that question. And then teachers and moms, whatever your criteria is, as far as what stuck with you today, you might even ask for bullets. You might ask for complete sentences. You can change this up constantly. And so then your student, after they've written, they'd come back and they would place it on their number. And so that also makes this reusable when you have post-its that can be disposable. Now, in looking at this, if this was towards the end of the day and I wanted all of my students to answer to the question, I can see that 5, 9, and 10 have not responded. So I can gently remind them that they need to write something as to what stuck with them. And you can see again, I've just done a simple um, orange letters with the U in red so that that stands out and that the students can focus that that's what stuck with them, not necessarily the person sitting next to them, but what they learned that day. And I'll be back. So you've probably been wanting to know what these letters look like. And so I put up the alphabet for you. Starting with A through Z, on those three dies, you will also get this arrow and you'll also get this string of hearts. Isn't that cute? Can you imagine doing something that maybe as a bulletin board trim in your classroom? But you can also see the shapes of the letters, and what I was referring to about letter I is not very wide, but letter W is. So it compensates for that on the die. There is another die set, and it's the letters. It's on one steel rule die, and so you get the digits from 0 through 9, and then this piece here. Can you imagine some of the things that you can do with this, with color choices? And I'm going to show you a couple of other things in just a moment. Speaking of color choices, I wanted to show you the Be Amazing colors. They're like a neon. So starting over here, we have Cosmic Grape, we have Electric Line. This is what I used on my boggle board. Then we have Orange Rave, Sour Lemon, Outrageous Pink, and Turbo Teal. Have you been thinking about colors that you could use? Well, how about different ideas to use within those letters? So I've made this board just to show you what options you have. These are just a few. Those of you out there who are crafters or maybe you're creative, you enjoy making those bulletin boards. These are just a few that I'm going to share with you. So up at the top, the map, that is just simply cut out with the electric lime. I just wanted to show you something basic that you get just from the steel rule die when you cut it the first time. Secondly, the history. And I'm going to bring this in a little closer, and you might see that this is a street map. So think about all those different things that you can use to make your letters. So a street map, cardstock, that's an option. Then this fall label, I've taken cardstock and then I cut the cardstock out, and then I took leaf stamps, Fun Stamper Journey leaf stamps, and I've stamped them with different colors. So now I have letters that are thematic. That's another idea you can use in your classroom. Followed by spring, which I kind of followed that thematic. way. And so I just had these little spongy flowers that I thought would be fun to just sort of dress it up, make it fun for the kids. The second math word, this is actually denim. How cool is that? This is one of our printed papers that we have. And then followed by this word read. And again, I'm going to bring this in close. I want you to see this. So the printed paper that I've used is Fun Stamper's Journey, and they're gold stars. So to help draw attention to that and accentuate, I added this gold shadow and just pushed it out a little bit. And I did that on each letter. Isn't that gorgeous? But at the same time, can you think of other colors that you can do that with? Again, the word books, this is how I did Boggle, and it's simply just punching out that 1 inch punch and just gluing it onto the letters. And then the last one is look. And that is just simply taking and cutting out the letter, and then with a 1/2 inch punch is just cutting out white cardstock and then gluing it onto the letters. Doesn't it look sort of like it belongs on a theater marquee? Just very retro, I think. So tell me, what do you think about this? Being able to cut out your own letters in your own classroom with your own cardstock construction paper, being able to do that when you want it, and at the same time, take the machine home for the weekend and do some crafting on your own. At the end, I'm going to show you my email address and my website at Fun Stampers Journey. And if you have any questions, write to me. I'd love to hear from you. If there's any way that I can help you or even brainstorm ideas, just write to me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I would just love to hear some of the ideas that you have. And one thing I do want to also mention is I'm going to be making another video very, very soon. So please check those out on YouTube, Joyce Bergfeldt. You're not going to want to miss them. It's more with letters. I'm going to give you some more bulletin board ideas. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Please stop by and visit me and have an amazing day. Thank you. And here's my website, jmissb at sbcglobal.net. And my website at Fun Stampers Journey is funstampersjourney.com at Joyce B. Stamping. Oh, I'm peeking through. Can you see me? So there you go, guys. You can go ahead and write that down. Okay, there you go. And again, thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye.